The demon drink. Not a pretty sight. Hello, this is Intrepid reporter reporting to you for the magazine Planet Sweeney for my superior, Miss Terry, on drink and alcohol and just how social is it, eh? Well, I've been doing a little bit of research myself. I've been doing a bit of research, and this is exactly how you too could look after a night out on the town if you're not careful. You see, if you're not careful. Now, I have taken measures to prove a point here that if you go out on a full stomach, line your gut with a bit of milk, you can drink and mix, and you'll not get into this state, you see, not get into this state. So, I've had a bag of chips, and I've got a selection of wines here. Now, me being teetotal, like, you know, me being teetotal, this is a bit of a treat, really, but my superior did say, she says, I want you to do a bit of market research here, you know, because you can't really give an opinion if you haven't got an opinion, can you? So I've got a selection of wines here and beers. I've got some red wines. I've got some things from Australia, Africa, France, Germany, America, all kinds of things here. So, to prove my points, I'll tipple through as I'm doing my little talk. And to prove to you, you put a little bit in your gut before you go out and you can enjoy yourself. So, we've got a bit of what I think they call something called Patch Adams. I'm not sure now how to pronounce these things, but bear with me, I'll do my best. So, let's begin with the world of celebrity out there and the kind of, you know, the kind of examples they're giving to us. Apart from it being so easily available on the market, despite the rocketing prices. Okay, we'll have a bit of white carve here. That's a little bit dry, I think. Dry, yeah. Now here's something for you. How do you make a wine dry? What is it? What does that actually mean, to make a wine dry? Well, just get an alcoholic round to dinner, you'll soon find out. Anyway, now through the ages, there's been a lot of people who have succumbed and fallen to the demon drink, you know, and if you go right back, you've got famous people like you've got Oliver Reed and you've got Judy Garland, God rest her soul, and Tony Curtis, and more currently, we've got Mel Gibson, eh? He's not painting himself blue for camera now, is he, eh? We've got a bit of someone here called Recourse a Barbarian Elastic, I think that's called. Anyway, there's other people out there, and you've got that Lindsay Lohan, haven't you, eh? Lindsay Lohan. Now, she's that lass, isn't she, who's an actress, and she's always in and out of rehab, isn't she? Like that other chap, you know, that model out there, and she's got that sort of wayward lad, hasn't she? What's it? Didn't he used to sweep floors or something? Anyway, and poor old Whitney. Yeah, poor old Whitney. Well, you know, the only bodyguard she's going to want is on her drinks cabinet, isn't it? No. Now, the effects of alcohol on the system can be absolutely terrible. And as we found out, and a Spanish study showed that men, if they drink over 5 drinks to their body weight, and lasses drink over 4, then they've done tests, and power of speech gets funny. See? Now what have we got here? We've got here something called Whoregarden. I think that's from Rhineland somewhere. Anyway, as I say, the alcohol, the toxins in alcohol go into the body, into the bloodstream, see, because women aren't as fat as men, see, it can't balance out, you see, it can't balance out. But it has a toxic effect on the hippopotamus part of your brain, you see, hippopotamus part of your brain. And that, you don't want that at all, do you? And, you know, if you have too much social drinking, you get what I call the 3 Ds. The 3 Ds, which is drink, drugs and diapers. Because that's what you'll end up with, isn't it? Diapers. We got a bit of fruity summer here. I think this is an African number. And I think this one is called the Mustang Annie. That's nice, that. So you see, drink is actually basically when you think of all money you're spending on you know, and these bottles range from like £3 to over £1,000 for some of these wines. You know, they come from these glamorous vineyards out there, don't they? These glamorous vineyards, you know, when really you're going to end up, aren't you, throwing it up on your backyard. Anyway, it's basically sugar, isn't it? Yeast, sugar and potatoes. You see. So it's now special, really, isn't it? A lot of people make their own, you know. Oh, and there's another famous person I've just remembered now, and he was alcoholic too, but Hannibal Lecter, that's it, Hannibal Lecter. Now, you see, it does lower your kind of self-esteem and respectability, doesn't it? And you find yourself getting into all sorts of scrapes. Now, so what we got here? We've got here something called the Diard Lila. I think that's from Spanish. And there's another one over here I'm going to try in a minute called the Oyster Boy. But one of my favourites, I must admit, what I have been trying is something called Jacob's Crack. Jacob's Crack, isn't it? But you see, oh, and Mr. Sheen, Mr. Sheen, he's another one, isn't he? He's another one. He used to be a cleaner, but then he went into acting. So you see, alcohol can have very detrimental effects on the system, you see. But I have done my research and I have found out that sports people actually use it as well. They say it helps them to perform better. And they are actually using it as well in medical science, can you believe? What's this one? This one's a bit of, oh, got some very glamorous names. You got, I think that's a bit of Bishop's Finger. Anyway, they're using it now to help people suffering from asparagus syndrome. You see, the beer or the kind of Alzheimer Kappenberg. We got one here called Alzheimer's Kappenberg and Kenny Ortega Trockenbeernese. Now you see how I'm coping with this drink because of that bag of chips, you see. There's another one I'm going to have though called the Elephant Man. I'll have some of that as well. And Robert Downey Jr. now he was Charlie Chaplin, weren't he? He's a nice lad. He's a nice lad. But you see, what's wrong, What's wrong? We're going out there, you know, and having non-alcohol, non-alcoholic drinks. Oh, I'll just top myself up here. You see, oh, there's something called Stinking Donkey and all. That's a nice one, an old fart. But you see, oh, I'll have some of this. Oh, this one is called the Schloss-Arnstein Lesbian Cruises. You see, that's an Aussie one. But you see, oh dear, you see, and you want to go to the toilet all the time, don't you? And you don't always manage to get there, if you know what I mean. But what's wrong with having non-alcoholic, There's nothing I like better, you know, than a bit of schlong, you see, than a bit of schlong. So, I hope that I've enlightened you a little bit on to the kind of advantages and disadvantages of alcohol, you see. But as I say, you have a nice fat bag. You have a nice fat bag before you go out and you'll be fine. You can enjoy yourself. And, you know, the first steps to recovery, if you have got a trouble, is a steady step, isn't it? It's a steady step. So, we'll have some champagne later, some ginger balls, and some Moeti Chandy, or some of that wine, what that serial killer has, you know, that Shanty, isn't it? Shanty. So, this is Intrepid Reporter. This is Intrepid Reporter bidding you farewell to the next report. And as they say in Russia, let's have ya. So when you go out tonight, remember, have a big bag of them things, you know, microchips, and you'll be fine. Ooh, my leg's quivering now. Ta-ta. Love to you all,